really makes me think, the sort of alienation that you get. I mean, that was a universal experience. I think it's obviously worsened by context, but the universal experience of one is one of alienation. Even for those people who are at uni, you're getting online classes, nobody speaks up, and I think there's sort of a general problem in terms of a lack of engagement at university. That makes me think of, you go into a lecture hall, there's 100 kids, the lecturer doesn't speak to you. You know, if you show up, nobody cares. If you don't show up, nobody cares. Both ways, there's not really that engagement. And that's what I really admired about your scholars program when I was looking at it, is that focus on close critical engagement with the kids and actually really nurturing them. And that's similar to sort of the Oxford system, where you're close together and you have a one-on-one tutorial. So do you think that's a model that we should be trying to emulate just more generally in education?
I love that you've asked that question, Oliver, because I think, one, we're all a bit strange after COVID, and I don't think there's enough recognition about the general public psyche is just a little bit odd, right? And I can feel it in myself as well. So I think that's one thing. And we can draw a broader analysis about like what's going on with loneliness in the UK, which is absolutely, rocketing and was already very high before the pandemic. But you're right. The Brilliant Club is staunchly in person. It is staunchly in person. And I love that. Like, we could have taken it all online after COVID and kept it there, but we don't want to. We want to be eyeball to eyeball with kids in small groups, talking about really interesting ideas and listening to what they've got to say and discussing it with our PhD tutor there, and, bringing them to university campuses for visits and meeting parents and working with students once they're at university to help them flourish through having an academic coach from the Brilliant Club. So I think there's a magic in that. And, we're absolutely adamant about preserving it because we know that's where the value is in the programme. We know that's what brings it to life. So I think you're absolutely right. That tutorial, the tutorials we deliver are very similar to Oxford tutorials, I would say. A little bit bigger, actually. There's about 7 kids in a tutorial. And this year we'll work with 20,000 students. So if you break that into 7 groups of 7, it's really beautiful. We're creating all these tiny communities of learners across the UK. And I really hope that in the future, the Brilliant Club, even when I'm not here, it still maintains that scale. So we can grow the programme, but we keep the scale of those tutorials, because you're absolutely right to zoom in. That quality engagement, it matters so much.
It's fascinating. And quality engagement, I feel the quality of something is so important. It's not enough to just put something out there. And I also feel now post-COVID, so much has moved online. And I'm sure even this interview, for example, would have had some more life to it, were it in person. So keeping that human connection is just so important.
Absolutely. It's a really tricky one, though, right? Like, we're going to have to navigate through that. And, at the moment, lots of organisations are working out what they do about in-person versus work from home and all the rest of it. Like, in almost every institution or organisation, you can see people wrestling with this issue.